The Discover Montcalm podcast is brought to you by WGLM 1063 FM, Be More Media, Busy Bees Embroidery and Vinyl Signs, West Michigan Technology and Design Solutions, and DW Video. Welcome to the Discover Montcalm podcast, where we are going to look at the communities, the businesses, the attractions, and the people that make up Montcalm County. Here is your podcast host, Dwayne Weed.
Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Discover Montcalm podcast. You can tell that we're not in the studio right now. We're in Montcalm County, obviously, just off Masters Road in Howard City. I've got Brian from Flying Acres here with me today. They do a lot of cool stuff with drones, and I don't mean the little bitty drones. I mean, I've got a drone, but compared to theirs, it doesn't compare. Discover Montcalm podcast, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as go into discovermontcalmpodcast.com. Check out all the episodes there. You can grab the RSS feed, put it in your favorite podcast app, and you can catch up on all the stuff. We're well over 90 episodes. We're coming up on 100 here. Brian, you and I met over at the Montcalm Area Career Center. You were doing a presentation, and I remember talking with you that day, and I said, well, where are you from? And you said Howard City, and I went, whoa, there's a gem here, because I know for me, part of discovering Montcalm is finding people that I didn't even know were in my back door.
Correct, yeah.
Back door. So you grew up in Lakeview. Can you...
I did.
What year did you graduate from high school? And can you tell me a little bit about what it was like growing up here?
Yeah, I grew up on Town Line Lake, just on the northeast side of Lakeview there. I went to Lakeview schools. I actually graduated from Nouvelle Catholic Central in Saginaw. I had a scholarship to play hockey and stuff over there. But I lived here my whole life and went to college and came back, worked on a family farm here and really just enjoyed the atmosphere and where we were here in the township and in the county. You know, right here on Masters Road, we have a beautiful setting.
I would say
obviously,
this is,
so it can't beat it too much.
Montcalm County, a lot of agriculture,
There
and
is.
that's kind of leading up to what you do.
Correct.
You took your love for flying to a little bit different height, in the idea that you found that there's a niche in agriculture. What is the basis of your business?
So we have two companies, and both of them are agriculture. So we have a spray business with these agriculture drones. That's Flying Acres LLC. That is our spray business. We do custom application for the farmers in the area and in the surrounding counties. And then we also have our dealership, which is all these banners that you see behind us, Flying Acres Ag. So Flying Acres Ag is our dealership, and we wanted to promote that and have that here for all of our customers and make sure that when they want to decide to bring this technology onto their farm, that they have a way to do that.
I'm sure there's a lot of state and federal regulations that go along with what you do. It isn't like, oh, I just got a drone and I'm going to go up and fly it. So I kind of see it in the way I visualize it. There's two sides to this. There's the spraying, and then there's the drone.
Correct.
So you have to meet certain guidelines on both. Let's start with the drone. What kind of regulations do you have to meet in order to be able to fly these?
Okay, so yeah, there's the federal side of things, which is going to be for everyone, regardless. As soon as you take that aircraft off, you're now in federal airspace. So the federal regulations are the same no matter what. So as far as the federal regulation, because these are such large drones, they are over 55 pounds. So in order to fly those legally, they have to have what's called a 44807 exemption. That means you are going to be over 55 pounds with a UAV.
Okay.
So that is one item. That is filed with an attorney. In some states, they actually require you file it with an attorney. Michigan's not one of them, but we still recommend it because it is federal paperwork, and they're very picky on what they want.
Okay.
Aside from that, you need a Part 107, which is a remote pilot's license. And you also have to have the drones registered. So these drones are registered as aircraft. They have N numbers, same as what an aircraft would have. And then the last item that you need on the federal side of it in order to get all of those items is a Class 3 FAA medical. And so it's essentially a medical. You go into an FAA certified physician and they give you a physical and make sure that you're checked off.
Just like your regular pilot in an aircraft?
Correct.
Instead of standing on the ground, flying it?
Correct.
Okay. Wow, so there's a lot on that side.
Yes.
Now let's move over to the spraying side.
Okay.
What kind of regulations are you meeting there?
Again, we have more federal and state. So the federal side of that, it's called a Part 137, which
all
is...
these numbers.
There is, yeah, that's the government kind of thing there. So it's a Part 137, and that is to be able to do agriculture operations with an aircraft. And so with that exemption, we are able to use these drones in our agriculture department and use them for spraying, seeding, pesticide work, or a little bit of everything, honestly.
I know that Michigan's a pretty good big state. There's a lot of agriculture. Montcalm County, there's a lot of agriculture here. I know that you live here, but why are you choosing to keep your business here?
So I think that kind of stems back to growing up here and working on our family friend farm. I worked for Maine Farms here in Lakeview. I worked for them for almost 17 years. So we kind of rooted ourselves here. Went to school. I actually did the program at MCC for agriculture operations.
Okay.
My wife and I both did, and through MSU as well. So with all of that, I love agriculture, I love aviation, and I wanted to put those two together. And Michigan's very unique, along with Montcalm County, with all of our different types of crops. So the diversity of crops that we have is outstanding. So we're actually number 2 in the nation for diversity of crops, behind California. And one of the biggest things we wanted to help the potato farmers in the area, and Montcalm County is the number 1 chip potato producing county in Michigan.
I know there's the equipment that it takes and the preciseness of those potatoes have to be exact weight, color.
They do.
It is quite a process on that end. So right now you've got flying acres that you're actually you take these and you actually spray.
Correct.
And then you also are a dealer.
We are.
Do you sleep?
No.
Well, and I say that kind of jokingly, but what's the difference? I mean, obviously you're out flying and doing that. When did the dealership come into play, or was the dealership first and then you're flying? How did that kind of transpire?
So we started our spray company. This is our 3rd full season.
Okay.
We started that first. We decided to get into dealership starting last fall. Last summer we looked into it a little bit.
So that would have been 2023?
Correct.
Okay.
Started looking into it really heavily. We had a lot of inquiries from our customers saying, hey, do you guys sell these? Do you service them? Can I get into it? How do I do it? And there was just so many questions people had, and there really wasn't a good answer anywhere. Not that we could find.
So you said, hey, this is just another avenue for us to go down.
Exactly.
That we're still servicing our customers, and they're asking for it, so we'll build it.
We'll provide it.
And that sounds great. We talked about there's a lot of regulations and that kind of stuff, and I noticed on your website you have industry standard stamped around there. What is that for? Explain that, please.
Yeah, so the industry standard to us, like I said, when we started our spray crew and then we wanted our dealership, we didn't really have anywhere to go, and that was so difficult for us. We didn't know who to ask the questions to. We didn't know how to get these licenses. It was constant back and forths. It took extra time. We want to provide something to our customers they can't get anywhere else. So, and we can do that because we have the knowledge we have. So we put industry standard on everything because we are the industry standard.
Okay.
We make sure we are the standard in our spray business and in our dealership, so that when customers come to us and say, hey, I want a setup, but I don't know where to start, we got you taken care of. We can start here and go through the entire process, start to finish.
It must be fun in a way to see that this is starting to get legs of its own.
It is.
You know, you start with an idea and now you're a dealership. You know, you're still spraying, but you're helping people, and you're also offering classes. We
do, yes. We offer a few different classes. We have a class coming up at the end of the month that will be a Part 107 remote pilot's license training class, actually. So that's a 2-day class that we offer. We bring a certified flight instructor down who teaches the class for 2 days. We provide lunch and coffee and donuts, and it preps that person for all of the testing that needs to be taken at an FAA testing facility. And we provide all of those locations, and we provide all the training material as well.
So I think that's kind of cool. I think that's really kind of a cool thing. So for anybody out there that's looking to just get their drone license, you know, you can help them with that as well. You know, and maybe you could go up the ladder and become a pilot of one of these things, which is another level.
Step. Yes, it is.
What is it about Montcalm County that you personally like about living here?
Aside from the agriculture, I like all of the different lakes. I like that I can do something different every day. With all the different crops, I can go over to Anderson Orchards and walk through the petting zoo. I can go up to my folks' lake. We can go out on the pond. We were actually out on the pontoon boat last night enjoying it. We can walk through Summerfest going on right now in Lakeview, and we can do a little bit of everything. We can find maybe a city. I don't know if you call Greenville a city, but I can still have that feel, and I can still have the agriculture as well and the rural area.
We've talked about the basis of your business. Is there anything that I haven't touched on that you'd like to mention before we take a break and then we come back and you're actually going to fly some of these and you're going to show how the operation works?
Yeah, I think the only thing that we want to remind people of or ask of them is to reach out. Talk to us. If you have questions, ask. We are more than happy to help. We're helping multiple businesses get started right now for other people starting custom applications. Yep. We know it because we've done it. That's where we are different from other dealers. We're not going to sell you an item and wipe our hands of it and off you go. And
just walk away.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how does somebody find you? FlyingAcres.com?
Yeah, Flying Acres Ag. You can look us up on Facebook. We're getting a website built. We have to kind of up that a little bit with our new business. So find us on Facebook. Follow us. We have a store in Remus, a storefront. So we are inside of the Remus Farm and Garden up in Remus, Michigan.
Okay. So Flying Acres, right here in Montcalm County, a little gem that is up and away. I've been waiting all day to say that. But it's kind of cool that we have this availability right here, and that you've chosen to stay in Montcalm County, but yet you service all of Michigan.
Correct.
Now, you talked ahead of time, you're just servicing Michigan right now.
We are.
And that's a choice?
Yeah, we noticed we don't have to go very far from where we are to be beyond busy.
Right.
So no need to overextend. We never ever want to overcommit and underdeliver.
Well, and there's one way to do that, and then just and I'm sure that regulations for drones are similar, but there's agriculture things that would be different in different states.
Correct.
So
state by state.
Michigan, you stay in Michigan.
Stick with it.
Well, we're going to do something really cool right after the sponsorship break here. I'm actually going to get Brian and his partner Zach. They're actually going to go here on this field that's behind us, and we're going to lift off on one of these things, and he's going to kind of walk us through what they do to make sure that everything's safe, but the right amount of product that's going on stuff, that you're within the guidelines. It's quite complicated. There's a lot of prep in this, and we'll discuss that right after this.
We would like to thank our sponsor, M1063, WGLM, FM, your locally owned and operated radio station, playing the widest variety of music to keep you moving with local news, sports, and weather. Visit m1063.com. Be More Media helps businesses be seen, be heard, and be more profitable. Be More Media helps small businesses get seen on Google and found through digital marketing and print marketing strategies. Visit them at bemoremedia.com. West Michigan Technology and Design Solutions is your local source for managed IT, websites design and hosting, digital marketing, and more. Check them out at wmtds.com. Check out Busy Bees Embroidery and Vinyl Signs, your one-stop shop for your embroidery and screen printing needs. Located south of Stanton, go to cvsdbusybees.com.
Welcome back to the Discover Montcalm podcast. My name's Dwayne. I'm the host and producer. I'm here with Brian and Zach from Flying Acres. Quite a little gem here in Montcalm County. We're now going to go through kind of the process. We're going to actually see the drone spraying. We're going to see it going through its paces, so to speak.
Yes.
And we just want to let everybody know what we're spraying today is just water.
It is, yep, just for demonstration.
This is for demonstration purposes only. So Zach, why don't you go ahead and we'll get it up, and while you're doing that, while he's doing that, why don't you talk to us about the prep work that goes into this before that even lifts up?
Okay, yeah, we can do that. So yeah, Zach's just gonna pick the field. We have it mapped out here in our cornfield out here, just a small little section. And so we map that out, and then pick your parameters, and then we're gonna let the drone take off. And
while that's going, I mean, that's a little bit of wind that I'm feeling right now.
You'll feel it, yeah, it's a little wind. So that drone is going to its start point, and then once it gets to its start point, this drone is now inside of a boundary.
Okay.
And this boundary, it'll never leave until it is coming back home.
Now the boundary is something, there's a lot of prep work that goes into this before you even lift off.
There is.
So when you say a boundary, you've set all of the GPS and all of that.
Correct.
Can you walk us through that, please?
Yeah, so what we do is we'll actually fly the field with a mapping drone, and then we'll come back over top of that onto our computer system. And then with that, we can actually pinpoint the corners of the field, or the boundary that we call it, of where we want that drone to be and not leave. So we can go on edges of fields, we can go around trees, power poles, power lines, pivot points, all those kinds of things, all the obstacles. And that's really nice, and farmers really like that because they know exactly where that product's going. They know exactly that their whole field was covered, and we can stay away from sensitive areas. So if there's beehives in the corner of a field, or if grandma's garden is in the corner, with traditional aircraft, it's very difficult to stop your spray at that time or everything like that because you're going so fast. This drone right now is traveling 22 miles an hour or 32.8 feet per second. It's 10.5 feet off the canopy, which we set that. And right now this drone's spraying 3.5 gallons per acre. So we actually set the gallons per acre, the width of which the drone will do each pass, how fast it goes, and how high off that canopy it is.
Now, do you find that the 10-foot height, is that normal for the best type of dispersion of your product?
It is, yep. So with all of our results, we do swath testing for our own equipment. Again, we want to know our equipment as we take it out to the fields. We like to be 10 to 11 feet. If it's really dead calm, we could be up to 12 feet off canopy. And we like to be between that 27, 28 foot swath width, or from pass to pass. That's where we feel we get our best coverage that we have for our customers.
Okay. You do all types of products.
We do.
Crops, I should say.
Yes, yes.
And I can see the beauty of the drone here is that you have that limitation, or not, you're not limited.
Correct.
You can get into tighter areas that
Correct.
a flying, sprayer would not do.
We do. Yep, there's a lot of advantages. So now it's going to come back in. It's going to come down to 10 feet off of the ground, and then Zach's just going to push auto land, and it'll do it all on its own.
I kind of like the breeze.
It is very nice.
kind of right now.
On a hot day, it's very nice.
That sun is. So, with all the prep work that you're doing prior to even lifting off, once this is all pre-programmed, Zach is just there in case something.
Correct. He is.
Because he's not the one flying it that way and then turning it around.
Correct.
That's all pre-programmed. However, one little glitch and he's right on top of it, ready to go.
Exactly.
I mean,
it's technology, right? I mean, it's great when it works, and it's really bad when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So yes, Zach, as being pilot in command, his hands are on the sticks. And that reason is because, like you just said, if there's a glitch, or let's say when we were mapping, hey, we thought that was a little spot in the software. Oh, that was a power pole. Oh man, we didn't realize it. So Zach can take over, fly around it, and continue the mission.
When you're out doing this, you have a crew.
We do.
And we talked a little bit ahead of this. Tell me what the crew consists of and what their duties are.
Okay, so we have pilots, so pilot in command. So as I said, that'll be Zach and myself. We're pilot in command for our crew. With that, our duties are the aircraft, right? To make sure that aircraft is out, safe, it's applying the right amount of product, it's acting correctly. That is our mission as a person. We have a ground crew, and that ground crew will help with battery swapping, and they're also a VO, or a visual observer. So a visual observer's job is exactly that, to visually observe and have their eyes in the sky. So we work directly with our manned aircraft in town, and with that, we're in constant communication. So if somebody needs to, if one of the planes need to fly overhead to a field, we can get them up on the radio, or they can contact us, and our VO can say, hey, we got eyes in the sky, manned aircraft, and then we'll get as low to the canopy as absolutely possible.
And that probably helps that you're only 10 foot off the ground anyways.
And they love it.
So that way, not only does it disperse product correctly, but it also allows you to be in a safer zone.
Correct.
If an aircraft does come over, 10 foot, you still have plenty of clearance.
Plenty.
And things are safe.
Yes, we are.
You're safe. But every town, every field that you go to, you have to be in contact with somebody locally.
Right, yeah, we are always in contact. We are as transparent as possible. We love it when people stop on the side of the field. They ask us questions, they'll ask about the equipment.
Just don't talk to Zach while he's flying.
Yeah, while he's flying, we try to make sure they leave the pilots alone, but typically I'll just let Zach continue to fly, and I'll jump down real quick, and we want to engage with the community. That's why we're here, and so we love it when people stop out.
Well, and it's pretty cool that you're even putting this into the hands of some of these farms.
We are.
That they can go ahead and they can do some of this on their own.
Correct.
Which is fine, because you can't be everywhere.
Exactly.
So those that need you, you'll actually go out and apply it, while there's other times where you can help these farmers take care of it and get their people trained.
Correct.
So that they have a pilot and they have a VO and everything is going. The chemicals that you're doing, that's a whole different array of things.
That's a whole different thing. Yeah, that's when you really get into the Part 137, and then with the state of Michigan has quite an extensive process in order to become legal. So we help with that process as well, being an established Part 137 operation. So
you're a crop duster, but your feet never leave the ground.
Correct.
And then if you want to go out and have fun, you take the smaller drones and you can go do the acrobatics and that kind of stuff, just to get your jollies
something a little different.
Ryan, thank you for for walking us through this.
Absolutely.
Again, if somebody needs to contact you,
Yes, please contact us. Get a hold of us on Facebook, message us, give us a phone call, stop in the office.
what is your phone number? Repeat it a couple times.
Yes, 616-327-7885.
One more time.
So, and that's 616-327-7885, and the girls will be able to direct you. You can get sent right to, you know, me in sales, and Zach's our technician and does all of our service and parts, and the girls help with all of our billing and licensing, and we want people to call. We want people to reach out, ask the questions. There's no silly question. We'd rather have people ask the question than just think they know how to do it and do it wrong.
And the beauty of this is it's not just on the agriculture side. If you're thinking that you want to become a drone pilot, you can help them with that.
We do.
So even the smaller drones, you can sell those.
Yes.
You can teach. So it's well rounded.
Correct.
You know, so if somebody wants to, you know, hey, I've been kind of playing in my backyard with one, and now I want to go out and
Yeah,
you know, I
do it
want to get legal. You're able to do that.
Yes.
So, Zach,
Yeah.
Brian, thank you so much for setting this up on this beautiful
Absolutely.
field here,
Yeah.
and sharing your story.
Absolutely.
So, flyingacres.com.
Yeah, it's flyingacresllc.com.
Okay,
Yep.
Flying
Yep,
Acres.
LLC.
Let's not forget the LLC.
Yep.
They won't
Yep.
find you.
Yep.
So, look them up, whether it's the agriculture side or the drone, the pilot side, or somebody's interested in having this on their own, they can make it
Yes.
happen. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Discover Montcalm podcast. You can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, as well as discovermontcalmpodcast.com. Check out all the episodes. And if you've got an idea, whether it's in ag, or you're a farmer, or you're a business owner, or you've lived here all your life and you'd like to share stories about what's going on in the county, or what you were growing up and the things that you experienced, reach out to me at 231-250-9624, 231-250-9624. My name's Dwayne. I'm the host and producer. I want to thank you for tuning in, and remember to buy and shop locally.
The Discover Montcalm podcast is produced by content creator Dwayne Weed, celebrating 40 years at DW Video and Multimedia LLC at dwvideo.com, or call 231-250-9624. Connect and follow the Discover Montcalm podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Check out all our episodes at discovermontcalmpodcast.com. We look forward to featuring your business, community, nonprofit, events, and more. Contact Dwayne at 231-250-9624, 231-250-9624. Thank you for tuning in and following the Discover Montcalm podcast.